What up, everybody? Hold on. Okay, so we are going to play chapter 3, which is called The Flatterer, actually. Yeah, let's get into it. I do not know why the first person that popped into my mind was Rumpl. To be honest, I can tell you. Karma, no idea what his curse is. Not a thing. I have no idea. Literally no idea what it is. Rod hates me, so he was not an option. Karma was the least helpful of the two between Karma and Rod of advice that I was given. Actually, Rod was the least helpful. Anyway, we're just rolling with Rumpl, I guess. Just because, this is what the back button is for. People like me. Anyway. Just because he puts a smile on ladies' faces with his flirting does not mean he can help me do a good deed. If I help him break his curse, I feel like that would count as a good deed. And yet, here I am. I find Rumpl and break, surrounded by a few giggling ladies. His hands make dramatic sweeping gestures as he showers them with compliments. And you, my sweet, are like sunshine peeking through the clouds on a dark day. You litter the ground with so much golden light that makes every flower reach out toward your warmth. On second thought, maybe I should reconsider. Princess! Rumpl notices me, however, and immediately waves me over. Bruh, you know people don't like me, right? Oh, maybe you didn't know that. I'm sure you should have picked it up in the month that I've been here. Turn and walk away, or walk toward him. Oh, I wasn't expecting to be given choices right now. Dang, something like this, I wish I was a streamer, like a live streamer, because then you guys could help me make choices. Turn around and walk away, or walk toward him. Walking toward him, I'm just curious. He's just going to insist I come back. If there is one thing I've learned about Rumpl, it's that he is persistent. Why do you look so surprised? I had assumed you would just walk away like you always do. But I can take this as a good sign, yes? You really did want to see me, Princess. The silent treatment only makes this all the more mysterious, Princess. And the mysterious is always exciting. What is he rambling on about now? Rumpl, why would you deal with someone like her? What? Cass is like a budding flower, and I want to do my best to help her bloom in whatever way that I can. You've come to me for advice, right? How did he know? The look of shock on your face is adorable and so absolutely satisfying. It seems I hit the nail right on the head. Rumpl, she's obviously too stubborn to admit she needs your help. I would just admit that I need his help just out of spite. These women are infuriating. Oh! Why are you so close? Rumpl. Rumpl leans a little closer to me and suddenly he is whispering in my ear. Let me tell you something, Princess. Making a person happy just to see them smile is definitely a good deed. Huh? Making someone feel important is never a disservice. What do you think? I'm pretty knowledgeable, aren't I? I probably should have asked you for advice earlier, honestly. I feel like I would have gotten more. All he ever talks about is dotting on people, flirting with them, and making them smile. Rumpl continues talking. Which is why I will make an excellent partner. I take a step back. Rumpl is now looking at me with a triumphant smile. How did you... I am very perceptive, Princess. You overheard my conversation with Parfait. She told me about it. She... did? Only briefly. So you're not perceptive at all? Princess, you cannot see it, but I am drowning in my own tears. He just assumed I was going to be partners with him, which is very annoying. I do not even know why I was considering partnering up with Rumpl when he says the same things over and over again. And I do not think I could... Let me redo that. And I do not think I could be around him day in and out. Oh my, what do I spot here? Delora appears before us, a sly smile on her face. Slacking off, you two? I'm on break. That break ended 5 minutes ago, Rumpl. And Princess, I think there's a broom that needs attending. Fine. There's no use complaining, and I would rather get away from Rumpl. Rumpl turns to the ladies and smiles. My lovely ladies, I will be back later, and I promise that we will continue our conversation without any interruptions. Oh, and Princess. We'll continue our conversation later as well. Ding. I walk off before Rumpl can try and shower more of his compliments onto me. Making a puffin. Anyway. Making a person happy just to see them smile. Can such a thing really be considered a good deed? Maybe. I suppose. The days of the tavern go by quickly over the next week. Princess? Princess? You've been staring off into space. I was just thinking. I just finished using Mr. Broom, and now I'm helping Anise sort some of the shells in the back. Rumpl has taken up the serving for today. The women always enjoy him, but the men are always glaring at him. They're jealous of Rumpl, I think. Who? The other men. Anise looks over at the men that are glaring at Rumpl as he drifts between tables. I'm worried about Rumpl too. What are you talking about? You were looking at Rumpl with a funny expression on your face. No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't, is how that was delivered. My words are clipped and my voice is cold. Anise looks at me sadly, but I do not care. What I do is none of her business. I think the girls are jealous of you too. What? I glance around the tavern and notice there are many girls glaring at me. I am not accustomed to these glares. I am not unaccustomed to these glares, since people have always looked at me this way. During the times I left the palace, people gave me the same looks, but this feels different somehow. Why would they be jealous? Because you're Rumpl's partner. I am not his partner. You're not? He's been telling everyone that you are. I never agreed to being partners with him. I felt your longing gaze upon my back, and I have arrived, my princess. Rumpl suddenly appears before the two of us, smiling brightly. I suddenly have the strong urge to slap the smile right off his face. We are not partners. But Princess, you asked for my advice. Advice that I gave to you because I care. No one else cares as much about you as I. I mean, that might be true, though. That might be true, though. I mean, maybe Perfect cares, like, a little bit, but, like, nobody else cares. I felt like Walt probably cared, but I haven't seen that kid at all, so... Yeesh. And so I proclaimed us both partners because we are a match made in heaven. You're so overwhelmed with gratitude that you are at a loss for words. If I could throw something at you, I would. A punch packed with as much strength as your love. A punch packed with as much strength as your... I don't know why I'm having so much difficulty pronouncing these words. I can only groan in response. Oh my. Hello everyone. It sounds like you're having fun. How is this fun? Rumpl is never fun. All he ever does is spout nonsense. He doesn't mean any harm, Princess. He's just filled to the brim with so many compliments that he needs to get them off his chest. Well, he can go direct them at one of his many other adoring fans. I shift my gaze to Rumpl and furrow my eyebrows at him. Or do you only direct them at me because you enjoy how much I ignore you? She laying into him a little too deep, nah? A little too rough there. I only wanted to help, Princess. That's what partners do, right? But we are not partners. Just try this partnership out, Princess. I promise it will be worth your while. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, Princess. You can always change partners. His face! I'm so sorry. I can hear that peeking. My bad. That was hilarious. His face. Oh. Lady Parfait, you've broken my heart! You are very good at healing your broken heart by now, Rumpl. Anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt. I only needed to speak with a niece to make sure that she doesn't need any help with a particular list. A list? A list of herbs for me. A niece has been nice enough to gather herbs for me. Lady Parfait, is this about your body? What's wrong with your body? It's nothing to concern yourself with, Princess. My body is just a little frail because of the burden on it. That's right. Parfait mentioned having to bear the crystallum? Lucas. A thought occurs to me as I look at her more closely. Wait, couldn't you use magic to heal yourself? Parfait shakes her head and sighs. I don't have the ability to heal. None of us do, except for one particular witch who calls herself the Witch Doctor. Witch? Doctor? Is something wrong? Rumpl shakes his head and gives a wistful smile. That name just sounds familiar. It's likely you heard about her from someone else before. Humans do know of her existence after all. A witch? She's not a fairy? Did I skip something? A witch, she's not a fairy. No, it just... okay. For some reason, I had thought fairies would be more likely to heal people, not witches. She's indeed a witch. That is what they say. Though I have never met her myself. She is the only one who can heal illnesses with magic. She doesn't associate with other witches, though, and keeps to herself. Nobody has known where to find her for a very long time. Suffice to say, we could never seek out help from her, even if we wanted to. Her face shakes her head. No, unfortunately not. Rumpl looks grim, but Parfait quickly dissipates the gloomy atmosphere with a clap of her hands. If Delora was here, she would say, "All right, sorry time is over." That was all very interesting. But it does not really help anyone. Your body is the way that it is because of the Great War, then. Like I told you before, the Great War has made my body a lot weaker. This is something that cannot be healed, and I don't have an heir, so... Parfait looks about ready to say something, but goes silent. She has a sad look on her face, and I don't understand why. Anise immediately speaks up. I think it'll be okay, Lady Parfait. I was actually going on an errand run in a few minutes. Do you need any help? I would be more than happy to escort a lovely lady like yourself around town. Anise pulls a list from her bag nearby and holds it out. There are only a few items on the list, as far as I can see. Don't worry about it, Rumpl. It's not that much at all. Rumpl stares at the list. His expression suddenly smooths into something more serious. May I have that? Anise hands him the list, and slowly he takes a pen out from his pocket. I stare as he looks over the list quietly, and then scribbles some things down at the bottom. Afterwards, he hands it over to Anise. I've added some things that might be helpful. The herbs on the list are for joint pains, and you might want something a little more general. How does he know all that? Everyone stares at Rumpl with wide eyes. Even Parfait looks impressed. You've used herbs before, Rumpl? You've used herbs before, Rumpl? I think my voice is leaving me. So, give me one quick moment. I don't want to stop the video because then I'll have to put it together, but let me see if I can find something. Wait, I found water. Dope. Maybe? I don't remember. But for some reason, names come to the top of my head. Names come to the top of my head as I was looking at the list. Thank you. It is always my pleasure to help a lovely lady. Now, Anise, please let me accompany you to town. I would love to help with whatever I can, and more names might come to me. That sounds nice. Thank you, Rumpl. Rumpl turns to me, a mischievous smile on his face. Whenever he looks at me like that, I know he is going to suggest something ridiculous. Princess Cass, would you accompany us for the experience? I do not need experience. How are you going to shower people with compliments if you know nothing about them? Being out in town will be good for you. You got a point. You do got a point, though. Rumpl has a point. The more you expand your world, the more willing you are to learn more about people. Excuse me. I do not need to be lectured. Oh, Princess, it wasn't meant to be a lecture. I'm just letting you know that experience is invaluable. Come on, Princess. Let us escort the lovely Anise around town. What about your work? Rumpl puts a finger to my lips and grins. My lip? What? No one seems to have thought of that, so it will be our little secret. I slap his hand away, but he just grins at me jovially. How did I get dragged into this? Please, don't stay out too long. We won't. I make my way into town with Rumpl and Anise. The majority of the conversations we have are one-sided, with Rumpl giving us both the usual compliments. He never seems to tire of it. Rumpl helps Anise pick certain herbs and a few other medications, and accepts all of the compliments she gives him with a triumphant smile. I know Anise knows about herbs because she helped me before, but how does Rumpl know so much about them? He's the witch doctor. If he's not the witch doctor, then that's fascinating. This must be a part of the past he doesn't remember. Elise enters the store by herself at one point, leaving me alone with Rumpl. I'm a mysterious man, aren't I? I turn to look at him and notice his easy smile adorning his face. A man with amnesia and is full of secrets after all. I bet you're even more curious about me. Women always love mysterious men. I do not particularly care. But Princess, if my curse is my amnesia, then shouldn't you care somehow? As partners, we're going to have to help each other out, right? I do not see how I can help you with your amnesia. Ah, maybe this is a spell that is only broken by true love's kiss. Shall we see? Oh, he really got close. He leans forward with a playful smile on his face. I'm accustomed to this behavior by now, so this does not faze me, and I merely sigh at his nonsense. You already said yourself that you need to gather entries from some kind of journal? Ah, Princess, you're no fun. A little kiss wouldn't hurt anyone. I would die before I kiss you. She's so mean. Princess, that's so sad. He says that, but he's still smiling. Why is he so unfazed by everything I say to him? Honestly, he probably is the perfect partner. You can only ever have terrible suggestions. It was a mistake to trust you. It was a mistake to trust you might have good advice. But I have great ideas. You haven't helped with my curse at all. You haven't helped with his either, to be fair. I have been trying, though. You haven't even told me how to get a good deed. I told you before, Princess. Compliments make a person happy, and making a person happy is a good deed. So you flirting with women and using shallow compliments on them is a good deed? On the surface, the compliments may seem shallow, but if you swim a little deeper, complimenting people cannot be a good deed. But making them happy is. All you have to do is listen to people, sympathize with them, maybe get to know them, and you can make them happy by doing even small things for them. Women enjoy the compliments, Princess. Besides, how could I see such beauties and not compliment them? It would be a disservice. You give compliments to people you do not even care about. Princess. Rumpl's voice trails off as he stares past me. His smile falters for a few moments, and a look of confusion ripples his features. I turn to follow his gaze, and a small boy staring at us. He is shyly hiding behind some kind of notebook. There's that seriousness again. It was the same thing that happened when he added something to the list of our parfait. Then suddenly, the expression changes into Rumpl's usual bright smile. Hello there! Would you like to come and speak with us, young sir? You don't remember me, sir? Oh, do I know you? I used to come to your clinic. You saved me before. The boy draws closer to us, still hiding shyly behind his notebook. Ah, I'm sorry, little sir. I'm afraid that my memories are a bit scrambled right now. I can't even remember my own name. Really? Where is Anise? Why is she taking so long? Bruv, this is like actually could be monumental for this dude's. She really don't care about nobody, like damn. The last thing I want to hear is a conversation between Rumpl and some child. Is he going to shower this boy with compliments too? It's a shame that I can't remember a boy as bright as yourself. And there it is. I'm not that bright, sir. Not as bright as you, but I want to be. He holds up his notebook, which has a small name scribbled in the corner. The words, "My dreams," are written on the front cover in cursive letters. What's this? I want to be just like you when I grow up, so I started a book of dreams just like my mom told me to. She said I could become a doctor too, so long as I tried my best. A doctor? You forgot that you were a doctor, sir? Rumpl? A doctor? The boy continues to hold out the book, and finally, Rumpl takes it, and flips it open to the front page. Rumpl is holding the book close to his face, so I cannot see it. I rise to the tips of my toes and attempt to look over his shoulder. At first, Rumpl does not notice me as he stares at the page. Then, belatedly, he realizes I am there and lowers the book so that I can read it. I lean so close to him our shoulders brush. My eyes scan over the page quickly. The handwriting is crude. Barely readable, actually, but I can still make out the gist of it. Rumpl slowly reads the words aloud. When I'm older, I want to be exactly like the kind doctor that saved me when I had no one else to go to. The boy's face flushes as Rumpl reads his words aloud before his curious gaze lands on me. I don't remember you. I look at the boy, irritated. Are you the doctor's wife? Rumpl suddenly looks up, eyes wide. He looks down at the boy, then at me, his face suddenly solemn. I'm surprised by the words that leave his mouth next. Yes, she is. He takes my hand in his and looks down at me, an almost sad look on his face. What is wrong with him? What is wrong with him? Pull my hand away or I'm not gonna slap him for holding my hand. I'm not gonna do that. But I guess I'll pull it away. I was just gonna leave it. She's so different than me. Like, we have like some similar ideals and like some like similar feelings, but she is so much more cold-hearted than I am. I'm not slapping him. Why am I gonna slap him? Nobody knows who I am anyway. It doesn't matter if somebody thinks I'm his wife. He has such a strange look on his face. Slowly, I try to pull my hand away, but Rumpl holds tightly to it. The sadness in his eyes becomes intense anxiety, and I see something like fear dancing in his eyes. You really think it was my fault? What? Sir? Rumpl squeezes my hand, a little too tight. He looks at me desperately. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me go! I finally manage to pry my hand free. Rumpl looks at me for a few moments, almost bewildered, and then his eyes suddenly widen. He looks back at the journal, then at me. Oh, I think I blanked out. I'm sorry, princess. All at once, the sheepish smile breaks into something cheerful again. He's still smiling at me, even though I was so curt with him. Rumpl is so confusing. The boy looks bewildered. Don't worry about that little sir. This one here is a feisty thing. I deserved whatever she just did. Oh, that's what. Oh, if I had slapped him. Okay. So she's not your wife, sir? Rumpel looks a little surprised, and then he laughs. Unfortunately, no. The beautiful lady here is not my wife. Dang, his wife must have died. Dang! Dang! I'm really sad. Rumpel absently rubs at the back of his neck as he looks up at the sky. I'm not entirely sure what just happened, but it seems like I recovered something very important today. Or the beginnings of something important. Something important? Is he talking about the memory? Is he talking about a memory? He hands the book back to the boy. Then he leans down and sets a hand on the boy's head. A bell chimes behind us as a niece comes out of the store, carrying a bag filled with what I assume are herbs and medicines. The boy once again cowers behind his book. Oh, who's this? The wonderful little sir that helped me regain a very important memory. An important memory? Rumpel stands, looking triumphant. I, my good lady, am a doctor. Oh, really? Truly. Rumpel turns back to the boy, who asks a few more questions. He even asks the boy his name, but much to my surprise, the boy shakes his head. I'm sure you told me your name, but I don't remember it. Is it like my curse? No one remembers me because no one remembers me being a princess, and no one remembers Rumpel's true name. Rumpel thanks the boy again, many times over, and even buys him a few pieces of candy. The boy's eyes are practically glowing with excitement, and he does not stop smiling. After we see him off and start to head back to the tavern, I begin to contemplate. I am curious about something. Oh? You said that you needed to fill your journal with memories in order to get them back, but the journal you just read wasn't yours. It appears not. It seems that the 3 entries that trigger my memory just need to be written by people I know. Reading them triggers a memory, and then the full entry probably appears in my journal. I have to check it when I get back. I see. But even without looking into the entry, a memory came to your mind? Rumpel gives a short, distracted nod. It's not complete, so I remember that something really has appeared in my journal. So I'm hoping that something really has appeared in my journal. It feels like I must consider... Okay. It feels like it must, considering I remember something so important. Do you remember anything else at all? The young man that we just met, I believe he used to come watch me work before. I knew him. He used to look up to me. He was a sweet child. The memory is foggy, but yes, I believe something did happen to him. He became ill. The details of how I saved him must be in the journal. Even though this does not pertain to my curse, I am curious what his journal might say. I can't remember fully, but the memory feels sad. Somehow. He turns to me, brows knitted together. It is strange to see him with such a serious expression on his face. I am really sorry about earlier, Princess. I think I was on the verge of a memory, but then I got tangled up in my head. I'm surprised by a sudden change in topic. I shake my head slowly. He is quiet for a few moments before suddenly his smile comes back and he laughs jovially, telling us that there is no point in worrying. At the town's outskirts I turn, feeling eyes on my back, but no one is there. Lovely, I love being watched. We give Parfait the medicines we purchased in town as soon as we arrive back at the market. Then Rumpl proudly announces that he is a doctor to everyone that will listen to him. Everyone seemed happy for him, save for the market patrons that find Rumpl annoying, who are mostly men. Afterwards, Rumpl asks Anise if he might be able to take over the medicines for Parfait, if only because Anise is busier than him. Rumpl hasn't been at the market long, and yet he's already found something to help with his curse. And then there's me. I do not think anyone will be able to help me. At the end of the night, when I finally have time to myself, I return to my room to rest. The next day, I am sent right back to my chores. Rumpl is nowhere to be seen in the morning, and Anise says that it is because he is tending to Parfait. He appears later in the afternoon, still full of smiles and silly flattery, as he goes back to serving. How does he have so much energy? At the end of the day, I plop down on the settee. My legs are weak from all the walking I have done today, and I still feel the tiredness of my arms from all the sweeping with Mr. Broom. Princess? I notice Anise standing beneath the doorway. Okay. Okay. Smiling at me uncertainly. Thank you for your work today. Why is she thanking me for work I obviously do not want to do? It's not as if I've asked to do any of this. But you still help. Anise nervously shifts on her feet. So I just wanted to say thanks. When I do not make any effort to continue speaking with her, Anise gives a nervous little nod before heading back toward her room. Not long after her departure, I hear an exuberant and familiar voice. I should count my lucky stars, for they have given me a rare opportunity to meet with my lovely princess this late at night. I should have gone to my room. Rumpl stops before me, winking. The moonlight on your face makes your beautiful eyes sparkle like the most precious gold, princess. I am not in the mood for your flattery. But princess, flattery is just a compilation of compliments. Yeah, a compilation of compliments. Everyone loves compliments. I do not care for your compliments. Or Lady Anise thinks, either. He heard that. You should learn to let people spoil you. I stare at him. That is the last thing I've ever expected anyone to say. My whole life I've been called spoiled and rotten. The Ice Princess. Even Delora and Parfait want me to do these good deeds because they think I am incapable of goodness. I clench my fists and continue to stare at him, not understanding the swell of emotions inside me. Why is he being so nice to me? Your first lesson is learning how to let people spoil you. He draws back his hand, reaches into his pocket, and presents with me a small yellow bag. What's this? For you, my sweet princess. Bruv, I'm accepting this gift. I have no idea what it is, but it might make him feel better. I'm not used to receiving gifts out of the blue. What a shame! I would give you so many gifts if I could, princess. Why? Because people are moved by gifts when they come from the heart. I take the small bag from Rumpl's hand and look at him for a few moments. Besides, this is both a thank you and an apology gift. I thank you for accepting me as your partner, and an apology for my behavior yesterday. I don't remember what I did, but both you and the boy seemed frightened. Oh, that's kind of cute. Little cute moment there. I look down at the little bag. I open it up inside, and inside is a little white chocolate piece fashioned into the shape of a flower. That is so cute. I'm gonna cry. That is so cute. A lily. It's not much, but you absolutely must accept it, Princess. Otherwise my guilt would drown me in dark shadows of sorrow for the rest of my time. Lilies are my favorite flower. They say you give a white lily to someone you enjoy spending time with. Oh, and in floral language they also stand for purity and majesty. He winks at me. Perfect for you, Princess. Why? Why what? Why would you give this to me? No matter what you say about doing nice things for people, I don't see how that applies to me. And why would you thank me for being your partner? I did not even want to be your partner at first. But you do now? I'm unable to withhold my surprise. Rumpl raises an eyebrow, then sighs. Princess, you don't trust compliments, do you? Mother always told me that people are two-sided, that they'd say anything to make you believe they were your friend. No. Never fear, my sweet princess. I'll make sure I compliment you until you learn to accept them. But no buts. I derive my happiness from making ladies like yourself happy. The compliments may seem strange to you, but don't worry. You'll see it in time. See what? That connections between people. You assume I'm just a flirt, but I get to know an awful lot about people. It's the reason I guess so much about you. What could Rumpl possibly know about me? So, what do you think? Are you more attracted to me now because of my mysterious aura, or my doctorly sophistication? He leans closer to me, his eyes sparkling. I could be your own personal doctor. I will slap you if you touch me again. Rumpl pulls back and raises both of his hands in surrender, but smile does not leave his face. You really are hopeless, aren't you? Do you think so? I thought the events from today might have proven otherwise. Oh, speaking of which, I read over my journal earlier. His expression becomes oddly solemn. Shall I enlighten you? Why would you tell me all of this? Oh, you're not interested? I thought you might be, since I was your partner. If I don't listen, you'll still tell me regardless, so feel free to share. Like she wasn't curious. Rumpl sighs as he flips the journal open. Unfortunately, it was not much. The memory began coming together again as I was reading, but a lot of it still doesn't make sense. I glanced down at the entry he has stopped at. Look at the bottom of the page, Princess. I follow his gaze to the bottom of the page and pause, noticing a conspicuous gap. There's no signature, and I always sign the end of every entry I write. I wonder if it might be the final piece of the puzzle. The final piece of your curse? If my name refuses to show up in the book, I may very well be the final memory I need to regain. You believe that the signature will be what gives you your true name, then? I have a feeling that might be the case. It was the first thing I noticed when the entry appeared. That would explain why the boy in town didn't know my name either. And there's something else. Something else that is missing? The journal entry is cryptic at best, vague, almost like an incomplete puzzle piece. I stare at him, not understanding. Slowly, Rumpl begins to explain. It says here that the boy's family rushed him to my clinic. He had a terminal illness that I could not cure. He was at death's door and I couldn't save him. But he's still alive, isn't he? He even said you saved him. Yes, there is a resolution in my journal, but it is not very helpful. I glance down at the journal entry as Rumpl continues to speak. I refused to give up. I knew that there had to be a way to save the boy. I never gave up on my patients. In the journal entry, I describe someone who came to help me save the boy. He lifts the book and points to the words, reading them aloud. I met her for the first time tonight. She told me she had some way to help the boy, so we struck a deal. I hope I do not come to regret this. Oh! Wait a moment. Okay, he's not the witch doctor. He did meet the witch doctor, though. I'm assuming made a deal with her, and then she cursed him? He flips the journal shut, startling me. Oh. He sighs as he runs his hand through his hair. That's it. Someone helped me somehow, and I made a deal. I'm assuming this is related to my curse, but I can't say how. Why did you write so vaguely? I wish I could ask my past self that same question. So in the end, you're still not sure when you were cursed. Rumpl pauses, then shakes his head. I believe it started here. Not the curse, but the events that led to it. There's a reason this is the first memory to be triggered. It's important. For a few moments, the two of us are quiet. Rumpl's curse is a mystery, not because he is hiding it like Karma is, but because he does not understand it himself. After a few moments, Rumpl begins to laugh, breaking the silence. I look at him, startled. What's so funny? Oh, it's not funny, it's just... This is all very mysterious, isn't it? And my mysterious past makes me more alluring, doesn't it? Only Rumpl could take such a serious moment and change it into this. Well, what do you think, Princess? Are you drawn to the mystery of it? I have no choice. You'd tell me even if I didn't want to know. Oh, but you do! I can see the curiosity in your lovely golden eyes. And I could see it earlier today too. Thank you for accompanying me to town. You see, okay, I'm confused, right? Earlier today, okay. I thought this was the next day, right? He said my actions yesterday. Those actions were when we met the boy, right? So then, like, you know, the timeline here is a little screwy, and I'm a little confused. Well, I'm gonna just move on. I believe that I only met the boy because you were there to guide my way. You were looking for medical supplies. That boy appeared through mere coincidence. No, it was more than coincidence. It was destiny. Fine, whatever you say. Listening to him is exhausting. It makes me realize how tired I am. And all of those revelations are making my head spin. I'm going to bed now. I'm too tired for this. It has indeed been a busy day. I will continue this enlightening discussion some other time. Perhaps. I turn to walk away with a little chocolate in my hands. As I walk back toward the darkness of the hallway, Rumple's soft voice echoes behind me. Sweet dreams, my princess. Okay, dude, you a charmer. I ain't gonna lie, you a charmer. Chapter 4, the compliments value. Or a compliments value. Nah, it's already been a long while. I didn't wanna check it out, but we've already, yeah. Okay. Apparently we are on the Rumpl path. Was that the path? Is that how you make paths? Is like going that route? That's fascinating. Okay. This is fun regardless. I'm getting kind of tired now. But that was chapter 3, The Flatterer. Thank you for joining me on this ride. Even if you're watching this way after I posted it, it's still, like, very grateful for you joining me on this ride. I feel like when you post videos, they are in a space that is not constrained by time anymore. But, or actually, when you just videotape something, it's in a space that isn't constrained by time anymore. Anyway, I feel like this is Karma's curse, but I don't know how. Oh, maybe it's Beauty and the Beast? I thought this was Sleeping Beauty, but I don't know why I thought it was, like, it's probably Beauty and the Beast now that I look at it some more. Don't know who Beauty and the Beast is, but I feel like it's Karma. And we still have this Red Riding Hood, person character to meet. We have not seen Waltz at all. Like, not really at all. And I don't know if that's because of the choice I made or what, but I actually liked this character, and he was, like, actually tolerable. Like, compared, like, for our, main character. Ugh, I'm so excited to see how this goes. I'm, like, so tempted to watch someone else's playthrough just so I can find out the rest of the game, but that is, that defeats the purpose of doing my own little playthrough. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I mentioned these lilies before, but apparently they're gonna mean something for sure. Little chocolate though, that was so cute. So cute. Okay, I'm done. I'm kind of like on this dude's side, but I think it's because he's like the only one besides Rod that we've got to see some personality from, like a lot of like personality and how they deal with like the main character and how it's not totally awful. Like Rod, who just like life is better without you there. Yikes. Anyway, I will catch you when we play chapter 4. Yeah, bye for now.